in the valley of the shadows, land of the scorpion. Stung by the darkness, swimming in all the poison. I need some angel music, so damn hot down here. I need some angel music, so to wash away the fear. Come with some angel music, so damn hot down here. I need some angel music, so to wash away the fear. Holy, unseen, I plead, show me some mercy. Grandma, come on down here and sing your prayer with me. Cause I can shine like a raven if I get a little bit of sun, with a little bit of light, just a little bit of sun. I can shine like a raven if I get a little bit of sun, with a little bit of light. I can shine like a raven. I can shine like a raven. I can shine like a raven in the land of the shadows, the valley of the scorpion. Stung by the darkness, swimming in out the poison. I need some angel music. I need some angel music. I want some angel music. The song to wash away the fear. Holy, unseen, I play. Show me some mercy. Grandpa, come on down here and sing your prayer with me. Cause I can shine like a raven, with a little bit of sun, a little bit of light, just a little bit of sun. Black feather glisten, just a little bit of light, a little bit of sun. I can shine like a raven, shine like a raven. Black feather glisten. Pull me up from the Snake River. I want to be one. Pull me up from the Snake River. I want to know freedom. Oh,
And I like Chris Berry. He's catchy. Let's put it that way. And I want to say hi to everybody. I just wanted to go over a video that I got from a Flat Water earlier this week. He's got a letter that was written to Mercader from the explorers who explored the North. And it's really bad audio quality as the video goes. But he does make some valid points when it comes to the North. Everybody's fixated on the North Pole anyways. How about you, Giannis? You fixated on the North Pole?
Say it again?
You think that is that the center of the Earth, the North
Yes,
Pole?
that's my assumption. Yeah.
But everybody doesn't know what it is, and and they don't even know this much, that most people aren't even allowed to explore there. There's an Arctic treaty too. I didn't know this.
Yep. If you look at the Antarctic Treaty from the historical point of view. Show me one treaty which such amount of countries in which never any country has broken the treaty. Show me another treaty with I don't know 5 countries,
Yeah.
and one of the countries always broke the treaty. There is no exception. So
No.
how is possible that all of them they never broke it? That's a big agenda.
Yeah. I want to say hi to David. Hey, David Kresh, Salty Sea Savior. I don't know who that is. Good to have you in, dude. And I know who Can't Fix Stupid is right quick, but I said hi to everybody else. Yeah, there's another one. There's an Arctic treaty. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't know that there was such a thing. I didn't know that they had a treaty regarding the North, but it's older than the Antarctic treaty, from what I understand. I don't know who's all on this treaty.
They're both
the same.
Kind of merged, as I recall. I don't know if it's true, but what I had information before that the previous one merged in the new one. So
Brian just said he watched a flat Earth, flat water video before. Just this. This one's different. It's really short. It only did like 36 minutes. And it's the title is, I'll put it up for you guys. It's Mount Meru, Rupus Nigre, and the Black Lodestone is the title of this. So it goes into the physics of what was going on with the cartographers and the navigators and stuff. It pretty much, a lot of the statements in there we can't verify for ourselves. Like, supposedly there are inland seas that only go one direction towards the north, around the Blackstone. This is what they testified to, and that's what this whole little video is about. But before I play this, Janos had this video about the firmament. He put it out there in the chat, right? We should play that one first. This looks interesting. Genesis 1:7.
It's pretty revealing. Bible is correct. So from one perspective, it's a historical book because presents a lot of facts. For example, if archaeologists are going to find some kind of place, the place to go first is the Bible. So and then they can find exactly in the same spot where the Bible claims the spot is. They can find it. So it's historical book with the facts.
This may be the Flat Earth Brothers. I just subscribe to their channel. Actually, they stick strictly to biblical texts when it comes to the Earth. So, and it's how long was it? Only barely a minute. A short little bit.
8 seconds.
Let's play it right quick. That was quick, but I mean, I get the premise. So that's real.
It's pretty good from my perspective. It could happen this way. 100% it could. Yeah.
That would explain the windows of heaven opening up and closing, and how the waters got let in and let out to begin with.
Fountains of the deep as well. Water coming from below, from the below ground level. Yeah. So that's why you have those big trenches across the earth. That's why you have Grand Canyon. It's purely, you can see, was shaped by water under big pressure. So yeah, that's my perspective.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get like Globies like screaming, "No, that's not how it works." And even
I don't even listen to them, man.
it's not worth it. It doesn't explain anything in the real world. Actually, Well, how's your day been so far? Honest?
Oh, great. I'm catching up with the videos I have on my list to watch. I uploaded as well a lot. Oh yeah, I can drop a link to my channel so people can watch if they want. I'm going close to 40k soon, uploaded videos. So yeah, it's a bit.
Nice. You want to put a link in for people if they don't subscribe to your channel? Yeah. Hey, Mr. Gashead, how you doing?
I just wonder why I can't see over here chat from the YouTube, on the restream.
You
Was
can't
it
see it.
really to see it?
I have it on. I have
No,
it.
sorry, I have it. Okay, my bad. Now I see it because there was option was not marked. All right, fair enough.
There you go. You can type in here too. I
Yep.
can't do that in.
Because I don't want to go between YouTube and restream. So much
You,
more handy.
you can put your link back here and it'll go out there. Yeah, with Restream, I don't have that option. It won't give me that, so I don't. I mean, not Restream, but Streamyard. Streamyard's different. It wants me to log into YouTube through Streamyard, which I don't like doing that.
Yeah, I don't see the option up here to type. To be honest, in the
You know,
restream. Huh.
but
Okay.
down at the bottom there should be an R.
Yeah. I
See
see
it?
nothing.
No,
I don't
you
have
don't
an
have that.
option. Free field, empty field to type anything. Nope.
No,
All
huh,
right.
I got one. Let me try to enable for the guest. See if you can.
Maybe
Help.
that's the case.
Go ahead. See if you got anything now, because you have the option to control the stream back here. So
Possibly I would need to relog to restream. Yeah, let me try it. Give me a
okay.
second.
Yeah, I'm busting out old maps here. No, that's an actual map of Sweden. That's like in the 1600s. Cartography was a little different back then. They like to get jiggy with it, you might say. They had fun. And the distances don't match on map to globe for some reason. I wonder why. You're back, Giannis. Did it change
Yep.
anything?
I don't know yet. Let me check the chat. Nope.
Oh,
Still the same. Okay, I will need to jump then to the YouTube and type there if I need to type something.
I don't know why it doesn't give you that option, because it gives me, I guess because I'm hosting, I guess. Because I
That's
can't.
not a big problem. I won't be typing a lot. I mean, I'll be speaking,
Cool.
if anything.
I'm going to get the video back up. Mount Meru, Rupus Negre, and the Black Lodestone. And these are just letters that were sent to Mercader while he was making his maps from cartographers and a couple astronomers. And even half of them were like monks and stuff that were at the north that were doing exploration. And I want to apologize for the audio from this thing to start with. Before I do start, I think that all cultures came from the north to start with, and all the references like Eden and other mythological places all make reference to the north. That's the way I feel. I mean, I think we all separated at maybe even the Tower of Babel. From what we can tell, it's much further north than what they actually archaeologists say it is. But, well, I'm going to play it.
Achtung, hier Polarexpedition 6, verstehen Sie mich? Kommen. Achtung, hier Polarexpedition 6, verstehen Sie mich? Kommen. Hier Polarexpedition 6, können Sie mich verstehen? Wie ist Ihre Position? 4 Stunden entfernt.
We don't really know what's down the north because, as you said, we can't travel there.
I know.
So it is possible, that there is a hole and there is Agartha, the city of Shambhala. Who knows?
These are people who this is their testimony to people before that was like that when they actually went and explored stuff.
Admiral Byrd was speaking about this.
And this matter of discovering hid, chiefly of these most northerly countries and isles, have caused me, since the last year, to send into first places we
That
only
voice
see
of
him
the audio.
to none there in our age rightfully esteemed to wit thee.
You can make out what he's saying at all.
Mathematicians,
Here, I'll turn
Charles
closed
Mercader,
caption
and to
on.
that learned geographer.
Yeah,
Good enough, you know, we have
Curious.
text, so we can read
Spoke to
it.
me also since my first letter sent over
there you
I've had of late in my poorhouse at Mortlake, and of the other in my youth, sufficient record is published of our great familiarity. And the chief pith of this chapter will testify the honest and philosophical regards that he had of my earnest request to him, inasmuch as speedily he returned the very principal authority whereupon he fashioned unto us that strange plat of the septentrional islands, that thereby our men, adventurers and discoverers, might understand what account is to be made, credit is to be given to the same description. This then other matter I received from him lately, April 20, 1577. To the most famous Dr. John D., his master and much esteemed patron.
Now, the 1577 is what he said. This is quite an old letter, isn't it? Read this thing. April 3rd. It is 1577. Does it say April?
Yeah, April 3rd, I think.
Yeah. April 3rd, 1577. So this is pre-globe, you might say. This is when the argument started up, actually, I think, between both philosophies. We're spherical. No, we're just going to explore the earth and find out what it is. I think that's the right path to take, not pre-assuming anything.
I think it's just after, because if I recall correctly, Nicolas Copernicus, as you know him, a Polish guy, Mason in a way, he said in the 1953, if I remember correctly. So it was, sorry,
1653 or 15?
15, shit, what was 15?
This is 15, so.
Oh, it's 15, okay.
Yeah. 1577.
Yeah, he was 1543. Yeah, 1543. Let me check it.
Okay.
Let me check it. Yeah, 1543. Yeah, so it's like 34 years before. So just after he said his
cosmology. He started building this.
yeah.
It was
Obrotach Czerniewieczkich. So I don't know how they translate it in English, to be honest. Let me check it. On the revolutions of the heavenly spheres. That's how it's translated in English. I remember that from school, from Polish language, so I didn't know how even it sounds in English. Yeah, on the rotations of the heavenly spheres. Right.
I mean, this is pre-Newton, for that matter, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I would say so.
I'm going to play a little bit more of it. Hopefully, the audio I think it gets better later on. But if they found the lodestone in 1577 and explored these northern mountains around the North Pole, they give a good account of it, I'm pretty sure. And that's what this letter is, I think, for the most part. He's
Lake on the Thames near London with 3 enclosures. The 3 enclosures are some map resources. This is one of them. It's too dark to really see well, but I will include some other ones in this video later on that are much more clear. Folio 266. Fearing it would not reach you quickly enough if transmission were delayed, I have written down everything you have about the northern regions, and to these, etc. So Jacobus Schnoinen of Herzogenbusch traveled the world like Mandeville, but described what he saw with better judgment. He wrote in the Belgic language. The ideas about the northern regions which some time ago I extracted from him follow word for word, save for the sake of brevity or speed I have translated into Latin, and if not always his words, I have retained the meaning. Note that it is by experience found that near the North Pole in the very dead of winter time is a continual glimmering twilight. At the least, the farther help of light, the moon's recourse above their horizon being not mentioned. In northern Norway, which is called dusky Norway, there are 3 months of darkness during which there is no sunlight but perpetual twilight. I think we all know about this, about the Arctic sun. This North Norway lies over against the country called the Province of Darkness, or Obscure Province, in Latin, Provincia Tenebrosa. Concerning it, however, there is nothing written in Marco Polo, and the Province of Darkness is the most western bound of the Grand Cham's land. And between this province and dusky Norway, there is only 12 miles of sea. From North Norway, you cannot reach the indrawing sea, which lies beyond Greenland, for it lies still further northward. This North Norway stretches as far as the mountains.
That's the most famous Mercader of them all, isn't it? Oh, what was the name of that? The title of that one? Hyperborea. Yeah, that's the way he titled it. And Hyperborea, I think, was actually just a Latin name for the north, from what I can tell.
Hyperborea or Hyperborealis.
Yeah, and they go into detail about the Northern Lights in this document too, which is, I think it's the Earth discharging the current that it actually develops with all the water flow and everything else. It has a release, and it's connected to the heavens. Obviously, it's like a giant curtain almost, right? You ever seen them? Big
That's my assumption. Yeah, what's the truth? If we would be free, we'd be able to travel everywhere we want. We would know, but we can't. Freedom is most important.
Oh, we need to run over somebody to tell them get out the way. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I've watched kids just recently take trips in the northern seas, and the National Guard on our side will turn them back, tell them you can't go explore. They won't let them go out to sea. A couple of them did make it to some unknown places that aren't even marked on maps. They recorded some video.
Because they care about your safety. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And safety is always first step. Before they take your rights, safety explanation. Yeah, it's bullshit.
I need to cradle you first and then lock you up. Make sure you're all right. Then we'll arrest you.
They don't give a FCK about our safety. They only care about their business and their orders. They have to do it. That's why in the army you don't have really intelligent people, because intelligent people already left. You have, how we call them, people who just comply with everything that's been told to them. Conformists. That was the word I was looking for.
Good word. One day, these are agreed upon treaties and whatnot. They do it for resources and money. They want to control all of it, including you. You're one of the big ones they want to control.
Resources is you're correct.
Oh, look.
Resources are only a means. It's only a means to control, because they care about the control the most.
Let's see if this is actually Brenda. Brenda's wanting to join the chat. Yes, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. What do you come add to this? These are ancient maps. You shouldn't look at them. And these stories are invalid because what? Talk.
I don't get, this person totally disagree with our point of view, but always comes to the chat and speaking.
It's been a while since she's been over here.
All right. So whenever I see this person as well.
You probably I see her around everywhere. I mean, him. Sorry. I apologize to all you people out there who think men and women are two different things.
Ranges, which encompass the North Pole, and borders on this mountain range for about 17 miles by land. The rest is all sea. And this is the same mountain range which, in folio 266,
was a joke,
comes close, within about 15 French miles, and then stands further off towards the east. And near here, toward the north,
they're really saying kind of
whom there is also
there's like a perimeter around the mountain islands up there that was like 480 miles across. That's not put on maps for the most part. A giant circle. And be a good place to hide stuff. That's what I'm thinking.
And then the Gesti or Thurii, and their borders on it, besides a beautiful open land. And this land lies between the province of Darkness and the province of Burgi. But between each of these provinces and these lands lies an indrawing sea. And this province, the open land, has a mountain border of over 72 French miles by land. These facts and more about the geography of the North are to be found in the beginning of the Gesti or Thurii. The islands adjacent to the North Pole were formed.
Okay, Mike, who are you?
Hi, Roger. Why have you blocked me from the chat?
Who are you?
You know who I am. I'm your friend from the UK.
Mike from the UK.
Yeah.
Did I block you from the chat?
Well, somebody has.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Well, you can unblock me.
Okay. I can't do it from this point. If you're not in the chat, I can't get to your channel and unblock you. Let's put it that way. I have to go
Well,
to
I
my
was. Well, you can go to your block list and find me on there, can't you?
Did I put you on my block list?
Well, somebody did.
I don't remember doing that.
Well, I'm blocked. Well, I'm blocked from your chat by somebody.
I got mods. They control the chat. If you say something in there that they don't like, they will block you. And only have like 4 or 5 of them that have that power. So,
Well, ask which one of them blocked me then, and get them to unblock me.
I have no idea who it is right now. I don't doubt they're in here now. I only have like 2 of my big mods.
Well, you can unblock me anyway. You're the channel owner.
Yeah, I know what I am, but yeah, I gotta open it up and get to the studio to do that.
Okay, no rush. It doesn't have to happen immediately. When you finish your stream, you can do it if you want, or whenever.
So Mike, why do you think he got blocked from my channel?
No, he left, unfortunately.
He didn't want to answer that question.
I think he left just before you asked the question.
Yeah, I think he's a close. Or is he coming back in? Oh, here he is. Hey, Mike.
Hi.
You stepped out, man. I don't know where you went.
Oh, my net must have dropped. I didn't do anything.
Okay. So why do you think he got blocked from my chat?
I have no idea.
It's a good question. I have no idea neither. I'm going
anyway.
Yes.
Well, what I wanted to ask you was, where can I find this Arctic treaty that you refer to?
Well, it's mentioned here in this video.
So where can I find a copy of it? Because I'd like to read it.
Okay. Go to, here, I'll give you his link. He usually puts links. He does FOIA requests and he gets all his documents and stuff he posted on his channel.
Because I've already done a Google search for it and I can't find any such thing.
Yeah, I believe you have.
And Janusz was saying that he didn't know of any treaties that were signed by as many countries as the Antarctic Treaty.
How many people are on the Antarctic Treaty? There he goes again. He's a globey dude.
Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah, that's why you got blocked from my chat. The Antarctic Treaty is the only most long-standing treaty that I know of that 81 nations are actually on, right? I don't know of any other treaties like that.
I don't recall any from the history. There were so many signed by so many. I think originally it was 9 or 12 at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still, even that number, it's pretty very high, because I can't recall as well this number. Maybe there was, I just don't know about it, but still 9 or 12, it's freaking a lot. And 81 now, man, that's a huge number.
Let him explain himself. All right.
Yeah, that was me again. My tab crashed. I don't know why. It just came up, tab crashed and reset.
So you think the UN is the longest standing treaty that all the nations have had? That's what you're going to tell me next, right?
Well, as of May this year, there were 58 signatories for the Antarctic Treaty, and there are almost 200 signatories to the UN Treaty.
Well, the UN's a manufactured organization, isn't it? You think all the nations got together and decided to form the UN?
So you don't think that the Antarctic Treaty is manufactured then?
Well, absolutely. It's all manufactured. The whole point of the story is that one prevents you from exploration. The other one polices the world.
Yeah, but I was just saying that Janusz said he didn't know of any treaties that were signed by more nations, so I'm giving you one.
And they were joining later. So how many countries signed at the beginning?
The beginning of the UN?
Yes.
Well, if we want to talk about at the beginning of the Antarctic Treaty, it was only 12 countries signed it.
Yeah, and the UN?
I don't know.
Okay, let me check it.
I usually have problems. I am completely at a loss. Why would I even consider the UN a international treaty itself? It's government.
Sorry, this restream crashed again and reset.
It's Restream takes a lot of data. Let's put it that way. If you're on a cell phone or a tablet, you're going to have problems.
All right. No problem. I'll drop out then, and because this thing's a pain in the ass dropping out all the time.
Yeah.
And if you can unblock me when you get a chance, and I can comment in your chat then rather than having to jump on.
Okay. Well, we can even talk about treaties. Yeah. And,
Yeah, no problem.
a lot of people don't view the UN as a legitimate organization.
Well, you don't view the Antarctic Treaty as a legitimate organization, so.
Yeah, I think that we should be free to explore the Earth we live on.
Well, you can.
Oh, yeah.
Well, pull up the Antarctic Treaty and tell me which bit says you can't freely go down there.
Well, they made it almost impossible for you to go down there. Let's put it that way.
Which bit says you can't go down there?
You will be stopped.
I'm trying to go down there myself, dude. They're making it impossible for me to just go down there.
That's nothing at all to do with the Antarctic.
Anyways, the Antarctic Treaty is just a start. The rest comes financially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't really travel beyond 60 parallel, so we know this. But but you can go there for the holidays, whatever. You can get a plane charter. Yes, because there are, I believe, 4 companies owned by one guy. Yeah.
This bloody tab crashed again, so I'll drop out rather than keep on having this grief. And I'll join on my PC next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, see you later.
See you later.
All right. Cheers, Raj.
Cheers.
So people were trying to travel beyond. There's always worship coming to you. They're asking you the purpose and to return. To get, for example, to the, let's say, land of snow, you have to have permission. So, for example, if you want to be scientist to work there, there is hundreds of documents, even if not thousands of documents, maybe not thousands, hundreds of documents. You have signed, background check, everything before they allow you to work over there. Just listen to the scientists who are working there. They will tell you that from their own mouth. So it's not me, like a conspiracy theory. They're saying that openly.
We got 2 people in the back. I think Andrew Johnson and Brenda DeBates are going to come out and tell me I'm full of crap.
I don't even listen to them. It's no point.
That's what Mike was trying to do too.
Look,
it's going to be so easy for me to get down to. They don't want the reason they're here because they don't want me to go anyways. They'll tell me, "Oh, we want you to go," but
they don't.
You can only go to like 80th parallel to the Union Glacier camp just to debunk the TFP. I'm planning on going to the South Pole.
Very good. Yeah. That's why I have no NPCs, placeholders, or automatons, because they all are programmed deeply and they don't get it.
Yeah.
Programming did the job, so they're just NPCs.
They're screaming that I'm pushing the goalpost too far back now because I want to see the actual globe model and work. Like that's nuts, dude. I mean, if I'm going to test it, I'll test it all out, dude. I want to see the sun circle over my head at the 90th parallel during the solstice.
See 24-hour sun as well. Not the light, but sun. Yeah. Which I don't believe it is. Maybe it is, but as we were speaking before, the bulb in my freaking room doesn't dictate the shape of my floor.
No. Yeah, no, but I'm putting their model to the test, which they that's all they talk about, their model. But we never actually see a full model at work.
And it's so simple with them. They can't explain how it's possible that if there is supposedly outside of the Earth a vacuum, so it exactly breaks second law of thermodynamics, because of course we are alive, we are speaking, so it means we can breathe. If we can breathe, it means there is air. If there is air, it means there is atmosphere. So how is it possible that we have atmosphere and there is no equalization, which would mean exactly that all air from the Earth would be sucked out, in quote mark, to the vacuum of space. But we have air over here. It's impossible. Second law of thermodynamics would be broken. Never was. I never seen was broken. But how is possible? There has to be firmament or some kind of closed area.
Yeah. And we were trying to tell that to Wesley last night, and we broke it down so simple for him. He still didn't get it. They want us to replicate the Earth's pressure gradient. We need something the size of the Earth to replicate that, dude. There's no way.
It's on them. They have to provide evidence for that because we observe flat, no curves. We observe that with our own eyes.
We
So
have
if you bring the claim, it's on them to explain and provide evidence, not on us, because they always use reverse psychology. So we have to prove, no, we don't have to prove anything because you observe flat, you don't observe curve. If you say it's curved, show me the curved water. And don't bring a fucking stupid idea like a drop of water. I'm talking about the big tanks, not drop of water, which is related to the surface tension. Bullshitters.
Well, they got a lot more bullshit than that. Let's play some more video. Maybe I'll get to the treaty part.
Commonly called ciliae, or perhaps thule, and now the septentrionals. Among them is North Norway. And there are many small rivers, some 2, some 1, some 3 keenings wide, more or less, and they're called indrawing seas because the current always flows northward so strongly that no wind can make a ship sail back against it. So keenings are an old measure. Here a keening was 17 to 20 miles. So back to the indrawing seas. No wind can make a ship sail back against these indrawing seas, and in these latitudes the mountains reach up to the clouds and are almost all rock-bare of vegetation. And it is almost always misty and dull weather. And it is well known that beyond 70 or 78 degrees of latitude there is no human habitation.
Yeah, I want to
This
address one more thing.
78th parallel goes in a circle around the Arctic Pole.
I was saying about the unbroken treaty. So
Okay.
you're saying, oh, UN, he's correct. It's more countries. I agree with that. But I was specifically saying unbroken treaty. Never, ever any country has broken this treaty, Antarctic Treaty. UN treaty was broken several times. So this argument even has,
wars.
Yeah. even has many more countries than Antarctic Treaty in a matter of numbers. So the argument fails because it was broken multiple times. So
Yeah, it's not a treaty then, is it?
yeah.
It's like a
Antarctic
rule.
Treaty has been unbroken, never ever once. That's what I know. I never heard the situation it has been broken. I'm not aware of. If you know, please let me know.
Brenda wants me to go. She's saying in the back. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm not going to Union Glacier though, but I'm going to make my own observations and do it loud and proud. Yes, it's got bad audio there. Whoever Tartar S is. Who is Tartar S? I don't know who this person is. Let's see. I always get new ones. Let's find out who everybody's in here.
Well, let me check it. Maybe I'm uninformed. I'm checking if the Antarctic Treaty has been ever broken.
I don't think it has. Maybe during World War II, but I don't know if it was signed after World War II, correct?
No, it was never broken.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Sounds correct.
Hey, you're welcome to be here, Tartar. Tarita, I know who that is. She came over from Savs. All right, I know who she is. Hey, David.
His son is really creating great videos. I'm watching them. It's freaking awesome info, man. Ray,
I wish Flatwater would actually fix his audio and all his videos. To be honest, you ever listen to any of the other videos? He's got like really canny audio. It's like he's microphone. Yeah, go watch any of his other videos. They're not as bad as this one. This is the worst one I've had yet. But he's like,
this one. Okay,
got a low quality mic. He needs to get a better one. All right, let's get back to the north. It's a wonderful place. So the pole in the form of a high mountain range. Okay. I guess it's a reference to the North Pole.
In the form of a high mountain range. So already so far what we have is landmass at the northern pole that's not like what we've had described. It has an indrawing sea and a huge mountain range which wraps around the entire 78th parallel in a circle around the Arctic Pole. So continuing on now, part of the army of King Arthur, which conquered the northern islands and made them subject to him, and we read that nearly 4,000 persons entered the indrawing seas who never returned. But in AD 1364, 8 of these people came to the king's court in Norway. Among them were 2 priests, one of whom had an astrolabe, who was descended in the 5th generation from a Bruxellensis. One, I say, the 8 were sprung from those who had penetrated the northern regions in the first ships. That great army of Arthur's had lain all the winter of 530 AD in the northern islands of Scotland, and on May 3 a part of it crossed over into Iceland. Then 4 ships of the aforesaid land had come out of the north. and warned Arthur of the indrawing seas. So that Arthur did not proceed further, but peopled all the islands between Scotland and Iceland, and also peopled Groenland, which is their name for Greenland. So it seems the indrawing sea only begins beyond Groenland. In this Groenland, he found people 23 feet tall, that is to say, of the feet with which land is measured. So they correct this as well later on. This is, I think, just a combination of the wrong verbiage here. When those 4 ships returned, there were sailors who asserted that they knew where the magnetic lands were. So where it says here, in this Groenland, he found people 23 feet tall. That will be corrected later. It's 4 feet tall, 23 people. Arthur afterwards put on board a fleet of 12
That was
ships.
the Aborigines that they recorded in the Monty map. There's a land of midgets, basically. Hey, Carl, how you doing? Oh, man. So these are all accounts. They're all coming back the same from the north. The lands are magnetic in the center. They're really midgets and odd-looking type folk there. I don't think that we see that nowadays. The Inuits are the only thing left up there, as far as I can tell. They're probably the remnants of the people who came from the north.
About 1,800 men and about 400 women. They sailed northwards on May 3 in the year following that in which the former ships had departed. And of these 12 ships, 5 were driven on the rock in a storm, but the rest of them made their way between the high rocks on June 18, which was 44 days after they had set out. More precisely, some of them made their way. The priest who had the astrolabe related to the King of Norway that in AD 1360 there had come to these northern islands an English Minorite from Oxford, who was a good astronomer, etc. Leaving the rest of the party who had come to the islands, he journeyed further through the whole of the north, etc., and put into writing all the wonders of those islands, and gave the King of England this book, which he called in Latin Inventio Fortunatae, which book began at the last climate, that is to say latitude 54 degrees, continuing to the pole. This monk said that the mountain range goes round the north like a wall, save that in 19 places the indrawing channels flow through it, whereof the widest is not above 12 French miles across, the narrowest 3/4 miles, and through the narrowest no ship would be able to go. So what we have here is the monk said that the mountain range that wraps around the North Pole goes around it like a wall, but in 19 places, indrawing rivers or channels flow through it. The widest of these is not more than 12 French miles across. No ship would be able to go back against this current because of the rush of the water. The mountain range is surrounded by sea except in northern Norway, where the Norwegian mountain range reaches it for a width of about 17 miles, and right under the North Star, opposite Norway, there lies a fair level land which is uninhabited, where many beautiful, and we lose it here, looking in the east there stretches out an arm of land which is nearly all wooded, and narrows continually. The farther north, the more so that it is not more than 1 mile wide where it meets the mountain range. Otherwise no land touches the circumference of mountains anywhere, but in many places the sea is so narrow that one can see the far side. And the mountain range covers a breadth of 8 miles, and in the whole circle, said the Minorite, there is no habitation except on the east side, where in that narrow land already mentioned there were 23 people not above 4 feet tall, whereof 16 were women. This monk said that in 2 other places further inland he found a great piece of ship's planking and other balks which had been used in big ships, besides many trunks of trees, which at some earlier date had been hewn down, so that he could say with certainty that there had formerly been habitation there, but the people had now gone, and that the country where they, the gypsies, the pygmies I believe he means, lived was more than 6 degrees broad, that is to say 20 days' journey, and no one could cover the distance on foot, and it was 10 degrees long, that is 33 days' journey. Also there lay there, said he, an indrawing sea of 5 channels, gathered together, which came through the mountain range out of the 19 channels mentioned. And in this indrawing sea, 12 French miles wide, and measures across about 4 days' journey. We have a footnote in Ms. in another hand.
I'll put the audio with the other guy.
Minorite, so that's the name of the gentleman. Note that diverse places like these northern isles are almost within the keening of the mainlands opposite to them, but in no place does it touch. This inhabited place of 10 degrees long, 0.6 degrees broad may have another more artificial exposition than so by days journals to understand the degrees of longitude. That place about 0.8 degrees of latitude, and so to the reckon 0.3 days journey and 3/4 upon one. A day's journey is evidently reckoned as 18 French miles in terms of average land travel. So I'll continue on with their description of the northern pole here, the indrawing seas, the whirlpool, and the magnetic Mount Meru. And west of the aforesaid country is another indrawing sea, into which 3 more channels go out of the aforesaid 19. And that channel which they, the ship, had entered also flowed therein. And all these channels which turn tortuously when they come out of the mountains drive ships immediately ashore. But whatever channels flowed straight into the innermost seas, into which the 19 channels gather, and these ships must of necessity be carried current-wise, i.e. inwards, and become lost. Also said this Minorite, these innermost seas number 4, and the one which lies on the west side was quite 34 French miles abroad. And on the other side of this sea was the best and healthiest land in all the north. Also he said that the sea which lay on the east side could never be frozen because so many channels united there, and it was narrow besides, so that the current was very strong. But that the one which ran to the west on the west side used to freeze almost every year and remained frozen sometimes for 3 months.
John, I want to ask you a question right quick. How do you traverse a sea like that? You'd have to fly in to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Or
good
you,
question.
yeah. If it's always pushing you back, you're not going to make headway. You have to either traverse it by land or by plane, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this. It's almost manufactured, almost, doesn't it? Like it was made like this on purpose, like so you can't get to it.
Creation. It has to be purpose behind it. What's the purpose? I have no clue.
Yeah. I'm trying to, David. A lot of people are afraid to tackle this topic now because it's becoming so taboo.
I remember I've seen the video, and all ships have responders, some kind of like a planes. So you could observe them on the map where they are. And it was an artifact. What was happening, the ships were going into the land of ice. You could see them on the map. They were going very, very far to the land of the frozen land. How is possible? That's maybe the explanation, where you have those rivers over here.
Yeah.
Maybe they were going through those. Who knows?
Yeah. Didn't Bird have an account of that too? And I think that he may have mistaken that for flight or hovering vehicles and stuff. In his what was his diary he had? And I think that a lot of that's manufactured though. I think Bird didn't write all that stuff necessarily. How many times did Bird go to the north? Anyways, I think he made 2 trips there, didn't he?
Or 3.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3. Whatever.
Some fantastical stories though. I'm telling you. I went through the book a couple of times.
Look, we all know that Awakened people, that the history is a lie agreed upon, like supposedly Napoleon said. And I truly believe it, because now we are learning about the real history. I was living in a communist system, so I perfectly know how history has been changed, because I was speaking with my grandfather and father, grandfather, and they knew a lot of stuff, which you couldn't learn from the books, because it was exactly opposite. What they were telling me was different stories in the books.
Yeah, and I imagine it gets tainted too, like the telephone game. They'll tell the story once, and then it gets changed over time too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Airships would work. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze.
I'm looking now for the new conspiracy theories. Unfortunately, all the old one become the truth. So I'm looking for something new now, because I want to just put my fingers in something, just learn about some new stuff. But everything, it's true now. So,
Well, you can make your own truth. I understand nowadays.
Oh yeah, it means lie. If you make your own truth.
There you go.
I'm not up for it. I'm not making lies.
We want to investigate it, and the more eyes on it, the better. The more you get better perspective, I think.
And in that land he had seen no signs of habitation, But in the country which lay to the north, opposite it, he had recognized planks of ships and sea trunks. All of these 4 countries are high open lands, i.e. plateaus, except some mountains 4 fathom high. There are many trees of Brazil wood. When this priest with the astrolabe, and it trails off there. So there's much Brazil trees growing here. I'll continue on. In the midst of the 4 countries is a whirlpool, into which there empty these 4 indrawing seas which divide the north. And the water rushes round and descends into the earth just as if one were pouring it through a filter funnel. It is 4 degrees wide on every side of the pole, that is to say 8 degrees altogether, except that right under the pole there lies a bare rock in the midst of the sea. So this would be Mount Mercader. Its circumference is almost 33 French miles, and it is all of magnetic stone, and is as high as the clouds. So the priest said, who had received the astrolabe from this Minorite in exchange for a testament. And the Minorite himself had heard that one can see all round it from the sea, and it is black and glistening, and nothing grows thereon, for there is not so much as a handful of soil on it. That was the writing and words of the Minorite, who has since journeyed to and fro 5 times for the King of England on business. They are to be found in a book called Inventio Fortunae, of which the Minorite himself was author. The aforesaid priest said also to the King of Norway that in the country where he dwelt not 6 times a year did it rain, and even that was drizzle, lasting not more than 6 or 7 hours. So some other descriptions are much Brazil trees growing here on this most beautiful land of the north, a whirlpool in the midst of the North Pole, about or under the North Pole, the whirlpool being 480 miles over or wide, excepting the diameter of the great rock in the middle. A wonderful, great, and high... I'll show you where I'm reading here. And in the midst of the foresaid whirlpool. So I'm just going to repeat that so it really sinks in. At the center of our Earth, at the North Pole, what we call the North Pole, the only place that a magnet is pulled towards, the pole itself is no southern pull, and therefore no southern pole, as it is Antarctica wrapped around us, an ice sheet wrapped around us. So there is only a pull towards this northern magnetic rock pole.
Yeah. Me and D-Man were going over that. We pulled the compass apart, and there's a south magnet in most compasses. So that's your south pole. It all pulls to the north. So we have one magnetic center. There's not a dipole.
Exactly.
Yeah. They make it appear that way. But most people do know this. I hope anybody's ever worked with, and I get the same excuse from.
Look, even how compass is created, right? Because they always operate in the realm of natural law and karma and signs and symbols. They have to tell you. So compass has only one side, north, which is marked as a north. So it's opposite is, let's say, south, yeah? But it's always pointing north. South is just other side of the arm, of the needle.
Well, they do magnetize the needles. Back in the day when they first started making compasses, like the Chinese, they would magnetize the needle itself to actually get it more pull. But it only magnetizes to one direction. The opposite of the magnet will be north.
Yeah, indeed, exactly.
The whirlpool around the magnetic rock and around the North Pole is about 480 miles wide.
The idea now. What if this whirlpool is sucking in the water below to the fountains of the deep, and then fountains of the deep release water to the earth? That's why we have a seas.
Mm-hmm. There's tons of underwater rivers and tributaries. Yes. Yeah.
Remember the video about what was the name of this guy who found the lake inside the sea, the rubbery lake? They were bouncing from the. Yeah. What was his name? I forgot. And he died a few days later in a helicopter crash. They killed him, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't remember his name. I have this video. It was pretty good. We can show this.
He did a Nat Geo video of him, didn't he? He was on Nat Geo when he made that.
What?
It was a big Nat Geo video. He was the discovery video where he discovered the saline water underneath.
Yes, exactly. kind of like a rubbery water. They were just bouncing from it. They couldn't go below.
It's too
Yeah.
dense.
I need to find a video so we can show it to people.
I called
Just
old Major. Sorry, old mate. That was a misprint. They're not going to let you explore everywhere. And that's why they have all these rules, all these regulations. That's why we got all these trolls jumping down our backs when we ask questions. This makes you think, hey, we're hitting where we should be. We're looking in the right direction. This makes sense to me. Like your parents, when they tell you not to do something, there was a reason for it. And there's a reason for this. They don't want you to figure it out. And then they'll try to make you seem like you're crazy or an idiot for even thinking it.
So as we've said, a wonderful great high rock rises in the midst. Continuing on with the letter here, wrapping it up, the wind never blows hard enough to drive a corn mill. Furthermore, the air is always cool. And the other 7 that were with him testified that they had also heard such things as he related, said by
Yes.
Mike DeGruy, yeah, that was his name.
Oh, his name is what again?
Mike DeGruy.
Mike DeGruy. Yeah. He what did he do for a living? He was a geologist or something, or
oh Jesus, I can't remember. He was involved mainly, yeah, in the. And they were looking for the Titanic. I believe they were exploring.
Yeah.
They were going to make a documentary, and they found this lake, something like that. I can't remember this full story, to be honest. It's in the video. I don't know this version or the longer one because I have a few versions.
You got it back here?
Yes, it's in the private chat. Post it.
I'll pull it up. Mike DeGruy, killed for filming the firmament under the ocean. Yeah. We have to be contained everywhere, below, above, all the above.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess it scares a lot of people, though. Think about it.
This kind of knowledge cannot be released in the wide public, So.
I mean, there are probably a lot of claustrophobic people in the world. Like, we can't get out of here. It's funny. Well, we'll play a little bit of this.
One of the strangest places on the ocean's floor was only just discovered in the 1990s. And Mike DeGruy is one of a handful of people to ever see it in person.
Without a doubt, one of the most amazing things that I had ever seen in the bottom of the ocean. It was while filming for Blue Planet. It was in the Gulf of Mexico. I noticed there's something out in the distance. Couldn't tell exactly what, but it looked like a dark band. And as we approached it, the dark band became a donut. I saw this donut that was black in the center. What the heck is that? And so as we get closer and closer to it, I noticed that the black band had what appeared to be kind of steam over it. And then I looked, and there was water lapping against the shoreline. This band was a ring of mussels. And inside the ring of mussels was a lake. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm already underwater. We went out over the water in this lake and tried to descend in it and bounced off. It was so super saline and dense that the submarine couldn't go down in it. We literally bounced off, and as we bounced off, we sent ripples heading back to the shoreline. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it.
That was a helicopter crash. Wow. Weird.
Yeah.
Well, don't go filming things you shouldn't be filming on.
Of course, it was coincidence,
Oh yeah. And make sure you're Helicopter pilot's not accounting for curvature.
One of the
That's pretty cool. Huh. I'm glad he did get to film it, though. At least, you know what I mean?
Mhm. It was scraped from the YouTube. It's only now on the. I was trying to find it recently on YouTube, couldn't find it. It's still on BitChute, Rumble, of course, Odyssey, my channel, and a few other places, but nothing on YouTube. It was removed. Maybe it resurfaced again, but definitely it's hard to find. Maybe it's somewhere on YouTube, but it was pretty hard to find it for me anyway.
Yeah, it's really funny that people like us will play it though, and get it out there for people to see. They'll let you know that there's something to the world that they're not telling you for sure. They don't want you to know the truth, for that matter.
No, because the world is based on lies. If you would know the truth, people would know that the Satan is master of lies, father of it.
Mhm.
People would know that God is real and exists. People would know that the theory of evolution is bullshit. Global Earth is bullshit. Big Bang is bullshit. Space is bullshit. People would know it.
Well, did you hear they changed the Big Bang now? You know what they say now? There's not a there's not a singularity. It happened everywhere at once.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Multiverse, other shit. Yes.
Oh yeah, another one. There's another me in another universe right now doing something.
You must add more confusion. People will be more confused, right? And then we'll go to the source, to the so-called authority, to tell them what to think, right?
No, they're still trying to tell me not to do my shows, neither too. So I don't know how long I'm gonna maintain a YouTube channel. I'll see. I'll cross my fingers and see if it keeps going.
Look, if they claim that the flat Earth is so stupid, why they really censoring this stuff? Why not censoring other so-called conspiracy theories?
I don't know.
They censor a lot flat Earth.
Well, now they're pushing Charlie Kirk crap up people's butt. Yeah.
Yeah, another psyop.
Yeah.
Like Chase Hughes said, the guy who was training all the alphabet agencies, their agents. I would say, his master in psychological warfare. So he said, if you see something is pushed everywhere, and there is talk everywhere about some kind of event, some kind of stuff, it means it's psyop.
No, we got a globe troll in here now. Debatable BD decided to come over to my channel. You run out of stuff to say on Flatsoy's channel, so he came over here. That's one.
I don't even entertain speaking with them. It's pointless, you know.
You know, debatable. He wants to give you a kiss, dude.
Yeah, with the tongue.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get back to the video.
By their elders, but they had never seen them. This is word for word everything that I have copied out of this author Chnoinen years ago. Farewell, most learned man, with my most affectionate esteem. 1577, Gerard Mercader, end of translation. So, that's the end of the letter from Mercader to John D. So there is further documentation to lend credence to the flat Earth model and to lend credence further to the story as well, to show that it's not just from one letter or from one source. So Dee's first inquiry on the subject of the North had been directed to Ortelius by a letter written in January 1577, which is printed as number 67 in Hessel's Ortelis Epistulae, 1887. In this letter, the writer recalls that his friend had indicated the general expectation of Arctic discoveries from the British people, a matter which he himself had pressed long ago. 1553 to 1556. He was now urging, indeed insisting, that further attempts should be made, and he goes on to mention his researches into what the ancients had said and done in respect to this voyage, as well as his recent preparation of a new nautical manual for the sailors. But his particular inquiry at the moment was for the authority that Ortelius had used for inserting the names of Cape Paramantia, Los Jardinos, and some others on the north coast of North America, names which appeared on no other map. He begged for an immediate answer, for our people are already maturing their plans for the northern seaboard. Last year, they merely paid their respects to the Greenland Strait, but they concluded with good reason that the whole shore could be circumnavigated and they could reach the Eastern Ocean that way. There is no record of how Ortelius answered Dee's letter, but he came to England in the spring when he saw William Camden and Richard Hakluyt in London, and came down to Dee at Mortlake on March 12th. 5 or 6 weeks later, Frobisher sailed on his second voyage. In fact, Frobisher was secretly commissioned to look for gold ore and not to search for the Northwest Passage. Meanwhile, Dee had been questioning Mercader as to the provenance of the circular inset of the polar regions, which appeared on his Great Wall map of 1569, together with some accompanying legends. The reply he received was dated April 20th, 1577, which is transcribed above. Disappointingly, it provides no fresh clue to the identities of Jacob Schneinen or the author of Inventio Fortunatae.
Okay. Debate will be, what question did you ask? You asked me if the guy was describing the film that he produced, dude, and he died shortly after he produced the film. Is that what you're asking? What do you mean? What kind of answer do I need to give you? And am I responsible to answer questions you can answer for yourself?
You can find relatable yourself when the film was being produced and when he died. Always available. Don't need to ask these questions. When you can find them, you can find answer to your question yourself. Very simple.
And by the way, I want you to meet the anus right quick, D. Yeah, you probably know who he is. Just, I'm giving you a heads up. Don't piss him off.
Anus?
Yeah.
It must be
the question.
A very deep nickname.
It is. It definitely is.
It's not the latter have visited Greenland or even Markland, Labrador, in view of the knowledge he displays. And again, what was the version of the Gestae Arthuriae which all parties referred to familiarly, and which contained such strange new detail of that king's enterprises? So is this what has been covered up and hidden from us? Is this why there's a dew line at the North Pole, the Defense Early Warning Line? Is this why not only is there an Antarctic Treaty, but the Arctic Treaty and the recent talk about who is going to control the Arctic? I think in light of our new discoveries, our newfound knowledge of the way that our flat Earth plane functions, that it's definitely not out of the question that if this is at the center of our plane, that this would be something that they might want to hide. Particularly, what would people think if there was a 480-mile wide or 500-mile wide gigantic sucking sound, or gigantic whirlpool sucking all of the world's oceans into a whirlpool at the center of our Earth? I mean, it would be just as scary as people thinking that they would go off the edge of the Earth.
Got a point.
And at first glance, it might seem a ridiculous idea, but when you combine it with the other functions of the way that our flat Earth plane functions, the other phenomena that are found there, like the sun spinning around the magnetic pole, it kind of adds more credence to it and kind of makes it make more sense. So this is the map that Mercader made showing this area. So you can see here the Borgi Regio, which is, I believe, Canada, or the northern portions of North America and Canada. This part, you can see the mountain range here that wraps around. I'm sure you've all seen maps like this and ones in color since you've come to the flat Earth. So we have right here the Oceithicus. I don't know if you can see the blue box there. Borgio Regio, kind of North American area. And I guess you can make out the rest of it. You can see the 4 channels that are flowing in here. And Mount Meru, of course, or what can be called Mount Meru, the magnetic lodestone in the center. The gigantic mountain of magnets in the center. Also here you have a little further detail on it and some interesting insertions, such as one word that I find interesting. We still call them the Aurora Borealis, also the Hyperborean or Hyperboreal, and you can see it here, the Hyperborea Europe, Insular Desert, and anon phase. I'm not sure what that says actually. Over here, on this portion, you can see that what they've done is this is the full 360, and it's just been opened up, splayed out to add this other information. So what you have here under this blue area is Arcticus, Scythia intra Imalmontum, and you can see on the bottom there Hyperboreae and Moscovia. So there's
I think
Russia, Eastern and Western Europe, and all encompassed in this area here. Russia, Moscovia right here. Let's see if you can see this right here. Moscovia is right in that box there. Okay. Here would be England and Western Europe. And then over here we have Canada and the eastern coast of North America.
Right.
I'm going to continue on now with some further writers who've spoken about this to add credence to the story that there may actually be a giant hole at the center of our Earth sucking in the oceans. The 8 strangers told King Magnus, and the fact about the Minarite's journeys to and fro after he had written his book, that the book Inventio Fortunatae really existed does not depend on the evidence of Jacobus Schreinen, because Johann Reusch quoted from it and used it. John Dee made a marginal correction of its title, and it is also casually mentioned by Bartholomé de las Casas in his Historia de las Indias in 1570. When, speaking of floating and burning islands in the Western Ocean, he says that there is mention of the same in the book called Inventio Fortunatae, which shows that he probably read that as well. A comparison of Mercader's Arctic map with that of Reusch in the Rome Ptolemy 1508, and with the same region on Beheim's globe of 1492, together with a study of all the map legends side by side with Mercader's letter, makes it possible to reconstruct at the least the basic topographical information contained therein of the friar's book. Briefly, according to the writer of Inventio Fortunatae, the world's continent was bordered at some distance polewards by an indrawing or insucking sea, which by means of 19 channels broke through a lofty circumpolar mountain range in latitude 78 and 79 degrees. These channels occurred in groups.
Yeah, I'm going to end it now, guys. I'll play the rest of this later, but I got things I got to do this afternoon too. Thanks for coming on, Janos. This is very interesting. I'll put a link in the chat for you guys if you want to take a look at this. The audio is just almost horrendous now. I can hardly bear it.
Yeah, but we can read it, It's no biggie.
Yeah. I'll share this with everybody. If you haven't subscribed to this guy, he's got some great finds he did with FOIA requests, information with ancient maps, archaeology too. It's wonderful. And now he's still addressing both of us. So Janos and Roger, which film? He was doing a Blue Origins film, I'm pretty sure of it, dude. That's what he even said it in his little intro there. They were down there filming it when he found these saline lakes underneath the ocean. So you go look it up for yourself. Like you said, do the work.
Yeah, I just provided for you one last thing. That's the film I was referring to. It was short mention. I have longer versions on my channel. You can freaking find it yourself. I'm not doing for you your own research. You can find it on my channel on Odyssey.
Janos, you're a guru or something, maybe?
Sorry?
Are you his guru? You
Guru? No, no fucking way.
Yeah, so basically the North looks like it's a giant whirlpool. It's sucking things into it. And they found this, in the 1500s? Yeah, jeez. Why would they hide something like that? Yeah, probably because it's they have a lot invested. Like they were talking about gold, for one thing. There's probably a lot of resources up in the North that they won't let you get your hands on. They don't want people to go out there and find this stuff. No.
That's what I'm talking about. Tarita S. It's no point to provide anything for debatable, because he's only here to create mess everywhere and create bullshit. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm going to debunk it. He never debunks anything because he's NPC placeholder.
I don't say hi to Joking. Hey, Joe. How you doing, dude? FPV. Angle, I'm glad you came in. And everybody else, I'm going to go take care of a couple of things with my truck before I get it running properly. And I got another stream I'm going to go hang out on later. Oh,
Second, I
adios.
won't be able to attend. I have to wake up very early, so
I know you're in the middle of the night over there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's 10:15 p.m.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Yeah, probably I'll go around 1 o'clock to the bed. To bed. Yeah, 4 hours usually it's enough for me.
Wes, just let you know, yeah, my truck's just fine. I just got to put coolant in my radiator, dude. It's one thing I got to take care of this afternoon. And it's an SUV, if you want to get technical. I just call it a truck because that's the way I am. I'm weird like that. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to play out with a song. And
Wes just said that, Janusz, you know Jesus is against anarchy, right? No, Jesus was the biggest anarchist ever. He never complied with the Pharisees and their rules. He was exposing them, mocking them, putting them to the ground. He even healed the person during the Shabbat when he shouldn't be doing any work, and he used exactly dirt to do it. So he was mocking them openly. So sorry, I disagree with you 100%. You are incorrect.
Yeah, well, I think Christ did say that, Wesley. He did say, "Render unto Caesar's what," but it was a trap the Pharisees was setting for him in an argument to start with. They wanted to make him look bad in front of the whole of Israel at the temple. That's what they were trying to do, so they could accuse him of blasphemy.
Give Caesar what is Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God. That's what he was referring. So next time when you're going to quote in full, because you are taking out of context. So you miss the second part. That's what you do, guys. You always cherry pick whatever suits your narrative. That's why I don't like to speak with you, because you are dishonest and you're deceivers.
Amen. All right, Gianna, say good night. Night,
good
everybody.
Night, everyone.
Wherever you're at. I'm out of here.
Must we be the masters, the masters, the masters? Must we be the masters of limitation? All our rules and regulations, walls and border segregation, the caging of infinity, scientific mutiny, calling ourselves ordinary, yeah. Pretend to know what we don't know, call it belief, and then we don't let it go. No more belief, I choose wonder, like a child whose mind is so tender. Don't let your mind be put under, keep on seeking, ready for the splendor. Limitless, 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 limitless. Must we be the masters, the masters, the masters? Must we be the masters of limitation? They've been blinded by staring at this soul. Those who say the truth is only one. Behold all these things and the countless ways we can see. Oh, pretend to know what we don't know, call it belief, and then we don't let it go. No more belief, I choose wonder, like a child whose mind